Hey, all right, we're going to go ahead and get started with this webinar. This webinar is called The Great Health Reset, and it is me trying to help you to manage your stress, manage your hormones, and get control of your health. So, we're going to be going through this presentation. I do have my comments on if anybody wants to jump in and add any comments. Right now, it looks like I'm all here all by myself. Hopefully, that won't stay the same or won't stay that way throughout the presentation. We'll just see what happens. But I'm here, and it's always good to give somebody a chance to get on board and do something positive with their health. I am going to go ahead and pull up some slides here. There we go. The Great Health Reset. Do you identify with this poor, tired, stressed out lady? That I did. That used to be me for sure. I would like to know what brings you here. What is your story? It's important that you understand, that I understand what is driving you, what's motivating you. Is it deep enough or strong enough to get you to change, to implement some hard strategies that are needed in order to take a different direction in your life? um Over the last few years, it's been a little bit more stressful even than normal. Wherever you were at in the pandemic, in COVID, if it affected your job, if it affected your health, if it affected your kids schooling, like, we all had to do a lot of adapting and a lot of changing. Now things have gotten better, things have kind of calmed down, but our hormones, our system is still playing catch up, is still struggling from that stress and that dysfunction. We're going to talk a little bit about normal versus common. You hear a lot of, oh, I get some constipation, that's just normal. Oh, I get heartburn, that's normal. Oh, I get anxiety, that's normal. Those things really aren't normal. They're common. They are common, but they're definitely not normal. Things, symptoms. Where does this hit home for you? Do you suffer with anxiety, depression, with sleep issues, with even things like heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, joint muscle pain, low sex drive, digestive issues? All of those can have a root in stress. So, all through this program, in my business, I talk a lot about root causes. Where as a nurse, we were all about symptoms. So, I don't even think I introduced myself at the beginning of this video. How rude. My name is Tanya Candy, and I'm an RN. I consider myself somewhat divorced from medical. I've really went back to some schooling. I've done some further education, get some certification in the functional medicine realm. In the functional medicine realm, we're all about root causes. As a nurse, I was all about the symptoms, like up there in that picture, the leaves. Like, you have heartburn, the doctor gives you Prilosec. You have high blood pressure, the doctor gives you lisinopril. You have anxiety, the doctor gives you Xanax. It's all about symptoms and a pill for an ill. Where I'm at now, where I see myself as an educator and benefiting clients with the most good, is helping them with their toolbox, with those root causes, finding out why these symptoms came to be in the first place, and learning some tools to do things differently to actually change the root. And when you change the root, you can change the outcome of the symptoms. Not that it's easy, it's definitely not the easy way to do things. So, I should have warned you that you were going to need a pencil and a paper, or just get out the calculator on your phone, and we're going to take a quick quiz. If you're not prepared to take it, that's fine. You can just kind of mentally take note of where you fall in these numbers. We're going to rate your hormone rhythm imbalance with this little quiz. So, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 would be very true, 0 would be not true. I'm going to run through them pretty fast. So, question 1, I have difficulty waking up in the morning, often hitting snooze. I need coffee to get up in the morning. I frequently feel tired but wired in the evenings. Whatever cold or flu bug is going around, I feel like my immune system is weak and I catch it. I feel tired all the time. I have more difficulty dealing with stress and deadlines than I used to. I usually go to bed after 10 p.m. I frequently get 8 hours or less of sleep. I have recently gained weight, especially in the midsection. Things that I used to enjoy seem like a chore lately. My sex drive is lower than it used to be. I have been having feelings of depression, sadness, and loss of motivation. If I skip meals, I feel low energy, foggy, even disorientated. I frequently have pain in my upper back for no apparent reason. I find that I am easily irritated or upset. I have had one or more stressful life events like death, job loss, divorce, or new baby. I tend to overwork with little time for play or relaxing for extended periods of time. I crave sweets. I frequently skip meals and eat sporadically. I notice a reduction in my symptoms when I'm away from work or on vacation. So you can hold on to your numbers for now, just kind of set it aside. If you want to put it in the comments or even on the replay, you're welcome to do that. I will give you the answers or a little guide at the end of the video. So if I get more than 5 people on the video, I will do a giveaway at the end for a t-shirt. So in order to do that, it does work. I think it only works if you go to the StreamYard link in the Facebook invite. You can try putting it on the comments here just in the Facebook stream, but I honestly don't know if that will work. So the way that you're going to get in that drawing is to do hashtag TGHR in the comments, and StreamYard will generate that. Like I said, I have to have 5 people registered before I do the drawing. Okay, so right now we're going to shift gears and I'm going to put on a video that is going to explain to you one of the functional tests that we use as a screening tool to see what is going on with your hormones, specifically your stress hormones and a few of your sex hormones. I'm going to get that queued up for you here. I will be on mute, but if you need me, you can use the comments. I can see you.
Welcome. We're glad that you're here. This presentation is for those who are struggling with fatigue, thyroid problems, hormone imbalances, difficulty losing weight, digestive issues, depression or anxiety, or other similar problems. If any of those sound like you, then you're in the right place. Today, we'll show you how to fix these problems so you can restore your health naturally. Just imagine for a minute, fixing these problems once and for all. Imagine there was a simple, natural way to do this. What would life be like? What would you do differently? How would this change your life? Well, rest assured that this isn't merely wishful thinking. We help patients just like you every day, and chances are that we will be able to help you too. Here's what we'll cover today. First, your problem isn't the problem. Next, the key test that will finally tell you the exact root cause of your problem. And finally, the simple system for correcting your problem and restoring your health. So, what are you struggling with? The first step is discovering the real problem. You see, your problem isn't the problem, it's a signal. Much like a check engine light in a car signals something else is going on. There is an underlying reason why you're in pain, you are sick and depressed, don't feel like yourself, and struggle with other health problems. But these are just symptoms. Most doctors just chase symptoms, and we've become conditioned to do the same. Here are a few patients we've seen over the years. Let's see if any of this sounds familiar. Irma was struggling with losing weight, digestive problems, fatigue, and chronic pain. So her doctor did all the conventional tests, didn't find anything, prescribed her medications, told her to do a low-fat diet, and what do you suppose happened? Julie was suffering from fatigue, insomnia, and hormone problems. So her doctor sent her to a specialist, prescribed her sleep medication, prescribed her the latest wonder drug, and told her she was depressed. Did this fix her problems? Preston was suffering from low energy, anxiety, and depression. So his doctors did some blood tests, prescribed him antidepressants, told him to exercise more, and told him to see a counselor. Do you think this fixed his problems? Jana struggled with hormone problems, fatigue, and depression. So her doctors did some blood tests, put her on birth control medications, prescribed her antidepressants, told her to go on a diet, and started doing injections. And how do you think she did? Does any of this sound familiar? Do you see a pattern here? Most doctors spend their time up here, when really they should be focusing here, on underlying root causes. The truth is, diet alone isn't the issue. It's not a lack of exercise. It's not that you need a new prescription drug. It's not your fault. You have an underlying problem. That underlying problem is almost always a rhythm imbalance problem. What is a rhythm imbalance problem? Your body has a natural daily rhythm of hormone messengers. This is largely how your body maintains its proper function. When that rhythm becomes disrupted, it leads to rhythm imbalances. These imbalances can and will lead to many different health problems. So, what causes the imbalances? The short answer, stress. But let's get a little more specific. Different types of stress can lead to a wide range of problems. Stress like emotional stress, from things like divorce, death of a loved one, or abuse. Physical stress, from things like injuries or trauma. And chemical stress, from things like infections and illness, or environmental toxins. You see, we are actually designed to eliminate stress. We do this through our body's primary stress coping system, the HPA axis, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. And don't worry, we'll explain. When we encounter stress, it sends a signal to the brain, which relays that signal to an area of the brain known as the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus then relays that signal to our pituitary gland, which then signals our adrenal glands. The adrenal glands then respond by producing a variety of signals which do things like increase cortisol, increase blood sugar, increase adrenaline, decrease digestion, increase heart rate, and more, all with the specific intent to eliminate stress. Let's take a look at a simple example. The caveman. Imagine the caveman encountered stress in the form of a tiger attacking him. When faced with this threat, the caveman could either run or fight. The classic fight or flight response is then activated with the intent of either escaping or eliminating the stress. But what happens when we can't escape or eliminate the stress? What happens when things like illness, relationship stress, pain, and abuse continue in our lives each and every day, causing ongoing chronic stress? It sends a signal to our brain similar to the caveman and the tiger. And so our brain responds appropriately by sending the right signals to our adrenal glands, which then respond in the appropriate manner to try and escape or eliminate the ongoing stress. But therein lies the problem. Ongoing stress is ongoing. And so the problem persists until ultimately it leads to burnout. But wait a minute. You might be thinking, how does this relate to my thyroid problems, my hormone imbalances, my leaky gut and digestive issues, my autoimmune problems, or what all the other doctors have told me? These are all still just symptoms. So herein lies the problem. Because the HPA axis impacts so many different body systems, things like energy, hormone production, mood, digestion, immune function, and more, when it stops functioning properly, it creates a wide range of body symptoms, things like thyroid problems, fatigue, brain fog, sleep problems, chronic pain, depression, anxiety, mood swings, hormone problems, digestive issues, and more. This is what we call HPA axis dysfunction, or a rhythm imbalance problem. It's kind of like this. Imagine if all of a sudden your body simply stopped communicating correctly. Your brain started speaking Japanese to your heart, but your heart responded in German. Or your brain started talking to your gut in Italian, and your gut responded back in Spanish. HPA axis dysfunction, or a rhythm imbalance problem, is essentially a brain-body communication problem. So if we're going to help you fix the problem, we first have to assess the function of your HPA axis. And that takes us to the test that will tell you the exact root cause of your problems. So, how many different lab tests have you already done? The problem is that many of these tests still just look at the symptoms. If rhythm imbalances are the root of your problem, then testing your body's rhythm is the key. A powerful test, the SMP test, will tell you exactly what's going on with your body's HPA axis. The SMP test, which stands for Stress and Metabolic Profile, is an at-home saliva test, which is exactly what you want. It measures specific chemical messenger production throughout an entire day, measuring your daily rhythm. It's superior to blood tests for assessing your HPA axis or rhythm because blood tests can only capture a tiny snapshot in time. Unfortunately, few doctors know anything about this test, and fewer know how to properly interpret it. Now, you might be thinking, why didn't my doctor tell me about this? The short answer? This simply isn't part of the typical training they receive. But why? Because most are trained to prescribe medication, and this approach doesn't call for prescription drugs or require typical medical treatment. But our team has received specific training on this test. Each week, we participate in clinical reviews of patient labs and cases with doctors throughout the country. In fact, let's show you some actual SMP test results and how they identify root causes. This patient was struggling with chronic pain, fatigue, depression, and digestive problems. You can clearly see the rhythm imbalances here, here, and here. This patient struggled with anxiety, pain, and thyroid problems. You can also see the rhythm imbalances here, 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 and here. And even though this may appear to be more subtle, this patient was still struggling with weight problems, depression, and digestive problems. You can see the rhythm imbalances here, here, and here. Once you take your SMP test, it will finally reveal the underlying root cause. And once we have uncovered the root cause of your health problems, we can fix it. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves, we realize that this might seem a bit too simple. The truth is that this is a very abbreviated explanation. Although these might seem like just lines on paper, these are very real people who had very real problems. But we were able to help them using a proven system. We do this through our Health Restore program. And that takes us to the simple system for correcting your problems and restoring your health. Our clinical protocols were developed using cutting-edge research and evidence from leading health institutions such as Harvard Medical School, Stanford School of Medicine, and the Mayo Clinic. If we are going to help you truly fix your health problems, we will have to first identify the root cause of your unique problem, and second, provide you with a personalized, complete plan. You see, one of the primary reasons many good approaches fail is simply because they're incomplete. Just like a splinter, what happens when you only remove part of it? The problem persists. Some patients think, can't I just take some supplements? Or maybe if I just do better on my diet? Or maybe I just need to reduce stress? This is completely understandable. But in order to restore your health, we have to address all of the physical stressors, all of the emotional stressors, and all of the chemical stressors. Otherwise, the problems will persist and even get worse. We do this through the 4 pillars of health restoration, which are rhythm resetting, nutritional healing, stress resiliency, and functional therapy. Let's take a quick look at each one of these 4 pillars. First, rhythm resetting. Through using a specific combination and timing of natural supplements, we can help to reset your body's natural rhythm to correct the HPA axis and restore normal brain-body communication. This is a critical first step to restoring your health. Perhaps the most important aspect of rhythm resetting is the purpose behind it. Unlike so many other approaches that simply prescribe a supplement or pill to merely raise or lower certain markers in your body, the purpose of rhythm resetting is to literally reset your brain body communication. And the beautiful part is that you don't need to merely cross your fingers, believe, and hope that things work. Why? Because our approach is don't just guess, test. This allows us to objectively see when we are making progress. Next, nutritional healing. Hippocrates once said, "Let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food." We believe that's true, and science says so as well. We provide a guided, personalized nutrition program for each patient in the Health Restore program. It consists of meal plans, shopping guides, online tracking, easy, healthy recipes, and more. We make proper nutrition extremely simple, easy, and convenient. Through an online portal, we provide in-depth nutritional coaching and counseling designed to help guide our patients through this process every step of the way. Next, stress resiliency. Let's face it, life is stressful. And unfortunately, much of that stress is often unavoidable. But it wouldn't make much sense to take patients through an entire program only to fail to provide them with the tools needed to combat stress, now would it? Through the latest cutting edge technology, we can help our patients to create greater resiliency to the various sources of stress. Using a technology known as biofeedback, we can track your body's communication in real time, allowing us to objectively measure your stress resilience. Over time, you'll be able to develop sufficient resilience to allow you to remain healthy and unaffected by the stress that we inevitably encounter each and every day. Last but not least, functional therapy. Through a combination of proven functional therapeutic strategies, we can fix physical stress on the body due to pain and injuries. This allows us to help patients not only get out of pain, but also help them to restore full and proper function. By using this complete approach, we can help our patients not merely get temporary symptom relief, but actually help fix their problems once and for all. Just imagine fixing the root cause of your problems, finally feeling good again, having the energy you need to do what you want, having the tools needed to maintain your health, and that we could begin helping you today. But you don't need to take our word for it. We have helped countless patients, and we are confident that we can help you too. The critical first step is your SMP test. If you're like most patients, chances are you've already spent a lot of money on expensive tests that haven't really helped. The good news is that the SMP test is just $2.99. We have a saying at our clinic: if nothing changes, nothing changes. So let's help you. Here's what you'll do. First, you'll receive an SMP home test kit. Next, you'll collect 4 saliva samples, morning, noon, late afternoon, and night. Then you'll fill out a quick form, put on a prepaid shipping label, and ship your test. In approximately a week, the lab will send us your test results. At that time, we will sit down with you to discuss your test results in detail. During that appointment, we will identify the root cause behind your problem and outline a comprehensive plan for you, designed to fix those underlying causes instead of merely treating symptoms. In just a moment, one of our team members will be in to speak with you. They will answer your questions and ultimately help you get started on your journey towards restoring your health. We look forward to helping you restore your health and reclaim your life.
All right. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching that video. So, doesn't that sound like a pretty easy test? Like, I've done a lot of tests, and I love this test because it's totally non-invasive, invasive, easily done from home. I ship it right to you, and we'll get the results within a couple of weeks usually. It does go to Canada, so there's some pretty specific directions that we need you to follow, or the UPS sends me an email asking for information that I don't have. So, but it's a great test, and it is very reasonably priced, and easy to use. So I am going to drop a link in the comments here, um, as we go through, where you can order that test. If you're here and you're one of my clients and you're already using Cellcore and doing amazing and you're ready to move on to the hormone portion of your healing, that's where we want you, is with that SMP test. If you're really brand new and you've never met me and you're not one of my clients, I am offering at the end of the video a super great package, a couple of different options that will save you some money and get you started. So I'm excited about that. I don't have room at this time for a ton of new clients, but I will fit you in, especially if you're here on this video and you took the time to watch it and you made the effort. I will get you in there. We're just going to quick review a few things about the program and about the video. So the day one process is step one. That's where you're going to start with that test and getting the results. We use a multidisciplinary approach. One of the main focuses of this program is a company and product called Cellcore Biosciences. So Cellcore is going to lay the foundation for your health and your healing. It is all about gut health. If we don't have your gut straight, we can't fix anything. So that's super, super important. And in that test, the secretory IgA is going to give us a number to kind of let us know where the secretory IgA is an immune marker inside your mucosal lining in your gut. So that's a great way to let us know kind of where you're sitting with that. And it's also great that we love to, at the end of your program, at the end of the 90 days, to retest, and then we can see how different those numbers are looking. It's amazing how much better everything turns around, and it's just super fun. The testing is like getting an A on your paper when you see those improved results. Let's see, just reviewing those 4 pillars of the program. We use a rhythm resetting, so we're talking about your hormones. Nutritional healing, we have to change the way we eat. You can't do this program and still keep eating bad oils and sugar and expect it to work. Like, we have to change the way we eat. Stress resiliency, for some people this is the hardest part of the program, but it is a huge part. Like, I honestly don't even want you to hop on board and try it if you're not ready to do this, because this is why a huge part of why you're sick is your stress and your inability to manage your stress. So obviously, you might think you know everything, but you don't know everything, or what you do know, you're not implementing. So this program comes full circle, and you've got to work on those habits, and they're all built into the 90-day program. It's awesome. Functional therapy. If you're not working with a chiropractor, we highly recommend a chiropractor, not just when you're hurting, but like on a nice schedule, at least monthly, to keep your nervous system, to keep everything great. You will be amazed at what a difference that makes in the rest of your body. It's not just about your muscles and your joints. Your nervous system and how it communicates with the rest of your body is super important. I'm an RN. I don't have a chiropractor specifically that I recommend at all. That's on you to find the chiropractor in your area. The 90-day program that I offer does have an exercise component that is included with the program. So there's that for you, or whatever apps that you already use, or your gym, or whatever. It's just super important to get movement in your day. And I do understand that some of us are so low energy and we're so fatigued that at this point in the game, we can't even picture ourselves exercising, let alone actually doing it. So we're going to work together, and that's going to come. It's going to come. You got to give yourself about 30 days. getting those bioidentical hormones going, getting your gut cleaned up, getting all these things in place, and the energy will come. I promise. You will feel like getting up and exercising or cleaning your closets or whatever it is. Digestive issues, we're going to hit on that again, that secretory IgA. Super, super important that we get that reset, that we address those things. And I do want to say this program is geared for basically healthy people. So, in functional medicine, there's a huge realm of possibilities that could be wrong with anybody. We're narrowing it down to probabilities, really focusing on your basically healthy people. So, if you are a really complicated case, then I would still love to work with you, but it's not going to be as simple as this great health reset. If you've got autoimmune disease, Lyme disease, mold issues, other pain, chronic pain, I would love to work with you, but I just want your expectations to be in the right place. This health reset is for the basically healthy that needs help losing some weight, getting things in balance, and moving forward so you don't really, fall off the cliff and get totally unhealthy years to come. Um, like I say, it's not here to solve huge chronic health issues. That's a whole different program. Insulin resistance, we alluded to that just a little bit. Your insulin and your stress and your cortisol is all goes hand in hand. So the more stress you had in your 20s and 30s, the more likely you are to become insulin resistant later in life. That's that type 2 diabetes. That's where the sugar, the stress clogs up your liver. Pretty soon your hormones don't work and everything kind of starts to fall apart. So no matter where you're at in life, if you're in your 20s or if you're in your 50s, this is something we can get a handle on, and we can do so much to change this outcome for you before you end up on metformin or, oh, my mind is blank. I can't think of those other fancy injections that people are using to lose weight. They're so hard on your pancreas. Like, please don't do it. It's not worth it. That quick fix is not worth it. Sorry, I lost it. Where was I? Reversible. Type 2 diabetes is so reversible. So if you're ready to either avoid the medication or get off the medication, take control of what you're doing. This program is for you. Okay, that person we can handle. We can do huge things. I want to get you some tools, get you some motivation, get you some coaching, and power up like, Arsenio. Woo, woo, woo. You got to find your inner power and your inner motivation. So we're going to talk just a quick minute about your adrenal glands. If you look in the slides, there are those cute little pink things that sit on top of your kidneys. And they're all about that HPA axis from your brain to your thyroid to your adrenal glands, right? So when we're younger and we're go, you're 20, you're 30, you're working hard, you're raising kids, go, you push on the gas, you power through it, you go. Then when you get to like 45, 50, 55, 60, you still have things you need to do, but all of a sudden you push on your gas and you get, like you're out of gas. And that is that burnout stage. Like the test alluded to, that stage 1 is that young, go, but you're wired and things are still out of control. And then that stage 3, that's where I'm at, is the stage 3, where you just struggle in the afternoon. You might get up and go in the morning and then you just tank by afternoon because you literally have no energy left. And that is adrenal fatigue. That is literally your lack of hormones. Our sex hormones are down. So the adrenals are suffering. They can't produce hormone. So it's this whole imbalance, that HPA thing that starts to happen. So the way I like to think of the bioidentical hormones, like at first, I'm going to go back to that slide because I like it. At first, when I went through my functional training, that approach, we were kind of like, no, no, no to the bioidentical hormones, because we want your body to heal. We want your body to make its own DHEA, which is like so totally true. We do. Um, and that theory says these bioidentical hormones are a crutch. Yeah, they are. So, as a nurse, if you were to come into me with a swollen up ankle, like your ankle's this big, it's all puffy and swollen up, like, so what am I going to do? I'm going to give you some crutches and I'm going to protect that ankle. And then I'm going to tell you to play nice, to baby it, and to, heal, right? And if it's a bad sprain, it might be 2 months before that thing feels better. So, the bioidentical hormones, similar to that, are a crutch. Yes, they absolutely are a crutch. And in my opinion, they're meant for a window of time. You're not meant to stay on them forever. You're meant to use them as a tool to reset that HPA axis, to get your body rested and making hormone again, right? So, no, we don't want you to stay on it forever. After 90 days, we're going to retest. We're going to see what your labs look like. We're going to see what you feel like, and we're going to go from there. Yes, it's true. Some people do need to stay on those bioidentical hormones for a little bit longer, and then, or they choose to just because they feel so much better. And that's acceptable too. It's very individualized, it's very personalized. You have some choice, you have some say so. It's definitely not cut or dried, all or nothing. Right, so here's where you took that test. Um, Add them up and then look at your numbers. So if your numbers add up to 100 or more, you're in that severe rhythm disruption. You need some help, and I assume you know that you need some help. Usually anybody in that category, well, and you're listening to this webinar, so there is a problem. You're not functioning, you're losing some quality of life. So let's get you some help. Let's get you to the next slide. If you have a second, I'll give you a second to take down my information. So this text number is like a bot number on my website. You can't call it, it's just a text number, but you can use that to get a hold of me. You can use my website, or you can use my email, however you'd like. I am going to pop a link in the comments, and that is going to take you to the purchase on my website, the place on my website to purchase a test or a package. We'll go to the next slide here. All right, so package number one is if you just want the test. And this is kind of more so for people who are already my clients, who are already moving the cell core and they're ready to move on to the next step. But I do offer this if you are somebody who just doesn't even know me and wants to purchase the test. Sure, you can do that. I'll mail you one. When your results come in, just be aware, before I'll give you the results, you will have to schedule like a little interpretation, or some kind of consultation. I don't want to just hand you those results and not give you any explanation. Package number two comes with the saliva test. It comes with the results consultation. It comes with a new client consultation, and it comes with a functional assessment. So that is a value, a $750 value, and I'm putting this offer out for $600 today for this webinar. I like to schedule these in a couple of different appointments. And if you purchase it, I'll send you an email with directions. Three, Option number 3, your best value at $850. That comes with the saliva test, the results consultation, the new client consultation, a functional assessment, plus the Cell Core Jumpstart Kit and a bottle of Cell Core ball mover. So that is a super, super great deal. You're getting a great value on that product as well as the services. And that is an $850 price tag. Let's see. Well, I think that wraps it up. If you have any questions, like I say, you can get a hold of me on my website. I would love it. I'm going to link this video up live on YouTube. That'll be the only place that I keep it um, available. And hmm, what else? Like I say, there's multiple ways to get a hold of me. I really look forward to meeting you in the future. I look forward to helping you solve some of your health problems. Um, one of my sayings is when you're in a really, really low place with your health, you just need somebody who believes in you, who will really take the time and listen to you. And I'm just going to say that person is me. I have been where you're at. I have worked hard to pull myself up out of a poor health hole. And I believe in you. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And that is the God's honest truth. Thank you, and God bless you. I'll see you soon.